Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? It is first day of spring. It's me, John, and Mama here with Coffee Time with John and Mama. And we're all decked out in red today. I don't know why. Well, I'm wearing blue, but this apron's red.
I've got red, white, and blue on. I'm patriotic.
You are patriotic, Mama. Don't forget, speaking of aprons, while I'm thinking of it, we still have this going on in our Etsy store. You can get this cup and an apron for $30, or you can get a tumbler, any color you want, for $35 with an apron. It's a bundle. And everything on the side, except for the bundles, is 10% off if you type in the code LUCKY10. Teresa set all that up. Thank you, Teresa. So that's while I'm thinking of it, I'll remind you. I'm going to make some deviled eggs. Now, let me tell you something. You've heard of the best laid plans of mice and men. Well, to that, you can now add the best laid plans of John and Mama. We clearly said last night we were going to do hot dogs or hamburgers.
Yeah.
Something easy, not a lot of work. And as soon as we got off the live, Mama says, you know, I was just thinking, I've got a roast in there we could cook. I could go ahead and put that in the crock pot tonight. You know, so Mama, we just said we was going to probably do hamburgers and hot dogs. I know, but I've got that roast. We'll just fix it.
So we went completely up. What is it?
The 180.
180 turn.
We went from one direction to the other. We have gone from hamburgers and hot dogs, quick and easy, simple, to almost qualify as a Easter lunch.
One of the ladies asked me at church, so what special occasion? She asked what we was having, and I said no special occasion, just dinner.
Just lunch. So what we're having is pot roast, or not pot roast, just beef roast in the. Okay, let's take two. What we're having is beef roast in the crock pot, and we've cooked it all night long, and it's as tender as your eyeball. And we are having, the only thing we put on it was salt, pepper, and nature's seasoning. We covered it in that. We didn't even sear it. You don't have to sear it. We do that when you put it in the crock pot. It's different than baking it just in the oven. So we didn't sear it. We didn't do anything but drop it in the crock pot with water, coffee, and seasoning. And I put about a good cup of coffee in it. And that's all we did in the moment.
Yeah. This will be enough coleslaw before it gets cold. Before it gets
old.
Old.
Yes, ma'am.
Before it gets cold.
Mama's having trouble talking like I am today. Oh, what's wrong with this? Anyway, so we're going to have, not too elaborate, we're having roast, and we're going to have green beans, peanut beans, and some mashed potatoes, and I'm making up a few deviled eggs, which is absolutely no problem, and a little bit of coleslaw. But it's going to be special to us because we're celebrating the first day of spring. We really didn't plan it, but that's what it's turned out. So all I'm doing is halving these eggs, putting the yellows in the Ziploc bag, as you all know I do.
This is the biggest baby carrots that I've ever got.
That's a big baby. That's a chubby baby. Look at that. Those are big babies.
Is that more than enough?
That's probably more than enough, Mama. I ain't look, but I'm gonna trust you.
Them big fellas. Three's what I'm giving you.
3 is all I get?
Oh, I'll give you 4. You're such a...
She's strict. Alright, so here we are. Here's our little egg platter. And I've got all the little halves on there. And I've got the yellows in here. This is my quick and simple, easy way to do deviled eggs. If you don't want to call them devil, you call them whatever y'all want to. That's what we call them. We always have.
Most call them devilish.
Devilish, whatever. And here's the yellows. Now here's my secret for y'all. I'm going to take this egg right here, yellow, and I'm going to add it in there. That's going to give me a little extra filling. And I'm going to do a magic trick here, and that yellow, that white, and that egg will all disappear, and it'll all be wonderful yellow filling. And I know some of y'all are out there doubting, and you're saying, what did he do that for? I've never seen that before. He's crazy. All that may be true, but it'll go away, I promise. Even if you put 2 in there, or 3. So however big of the amount you're fixing, just go ahead and put you an extra white in there, whole egg. and you won't have to worry about scrimping at the end to fill that last egg. And you'll have plenty, and you'll have to mound up. You can put a little tip in this bag if you want to. I'm not going to do that. Y'all remember last time I did that, it didn't work out the best. It popped through. If I'm going to use a tip, I use a bag, a regular piping bag too. Yeah, and I only do it using on holidays or if there's company coming and we want to, as Mama says, put on ours for the company. It's just me and Mama today, so I'm just going to squirt these out the end of this bag, and it's going to be wonderful. And now, what I like about this is I get a good mash on these. I don't have a lot of knowledge right there for me, and I'll see if I can move it over here and get it happy. Sometimes just moving it a little bit. Folks, we got cut off again. Y'all say a prayer for me, then I'll be able to not go crazy with this. Oh! I'm telling you, if they don't get me some service, it gets on my nerves. I want you all to be able to see what we're doing. I hate when it cuts out and goes off whatever. It gets on my nerves. So I didn't do nothing while you was gone. I might have fussed a little bit.
A lot.
Mama, y'all have something, yeah.
I like that.
So see how mashed up that is, folks? And that's all I've done is just mashed it up. Now, do you see any white in there? Where's that big egg at? Where's that big egg? I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed if you try this. This is one mess wonder. This is a one pot wonder. I'm sorry I'm not able to read all the comments just yet. Stars party Shirley. Well, thank you all. Y'all are so sweet to send stars. We're going to have another cook along, get some more cookbooks out to you all. So we look forward to that. I want y'all to be thinking on it. Let us know what you want to cook along. Now, we've done biscuits and we've done that Dorito bake. So we need to do something else. I'm thinking maybe lasagna. My mama makes a delicious lasagna. And lasagna is pretty much an easy ingredient gathering thing. Now I'm putting just a daub, and I'm going to say not even a half teaspoon of mustard because I don't like a lot of mustard. I'm also going to go ahead and put my pickle relish in first, and I just use sweet relish. Some of y'all don't like relish, and that's fine. You don't have to use it. Some of you just like sweet pickles, and some of you want to use dill. Some of you want to use bread and butter. All that's good. Use your recipe, and you put it in here just like I have. Look at Mama. She just see. He needs a spoon. She went and got it. Isn't that? Now that's what you call working good together.
I work good with you. I can read your mind.
Lord, there ain't much to read, Mama. It's fine print, though.
Fine print?
I'm going to put 2 juicy spoonfuls. And when I say juicy, I mean I went down in there and got a little extra juice to fill up my spoon. And I may put just a little bit more juice just to get that sugary sweetness. And this is just a little teaspoon. So that's all I'm going to put of that in there. Now I'm going to add in to my mix here. This is nature's seasoning. And I know some of y'all don't care for it. Don't use it. This is got some stuff in it. Someone told me it had MSG in it. I'm not sure. But anyhow, it has different flavors in it. It says it has garlic, but now I can eat this. So whatever they put in garlic powder, this I'm putting about half a teaspoon of nature's seasoning. Don't want a lot. Now in these eggs, I'm also going to put just a snap of paprika. Just in them. Just
What's
to give
a
it.
snap?
Well, Mama, you just take your hand and you snap, put it in there. Snap. Shake. Whatever you want to call it. And I'll put a little on top too. So that's all the seasoned spices I'm going to put in there. I'm going to put a little bit of salt. I don't put pepper because I put nature's seasoning. But I'm going to put a little bit of salt for flavor. Now I'm going to put, now look, here's this blue plate that one of y'all sent us, and it's very tasty. I'm not sold on it over Duke's, but I do like it. So I used it this morning, and I thought, I'm going to put a little bit of that. So I'm just going to put about that much. What do you call that? I call that a scant tablespoon. And I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to wait and just see what I have. And if I need more, I can add it, but I can't take it out. So I'm just going to put that in there. Now, all the ingredients is in this little Ziploc. So now I'm just going to mash all those together. I'm not going to make a mess. I'm not going to use fork. I'm not going to use the bowl. And I'm going to throw this away. So I'm not going to make any more dishes. And I feel like I like it better because it mashes up better. And I don't waste near as much of the outcome because there is nothing left in the bowl because I can squeeze it out of this bag really well. Now I'm going to call that done, even with that little bit of mayonnaise in it, because I just don't need any more, don't think. Maybe that's another good thing. I can look at this and see. I'm going to put this to a touch more mayonnaise because it's got that look. You know that look when you think that could use to skimp more mayonnaise.
A grainy look.
Mama's, you're so right on it. That grainy look. So I'm going to smooth it out a little bit with just that much more mayonnaise. I've never made these with this mayonnaise. I don't think it will matter. Well, that wouldn't come off. But I'll put just a scant more mayonnaise there. I have to pull it down pull it down with the back. Okay. Now I'm going to seal this back up. Wipe my bag off real good. I don't want that on my hands. And then I'm just going to mash that up together. Several of you have used this the last time and the time before last when I showed you how to use this. And you said, I love it. I'll never do it any other way. It's so easy. It's so quick. Now this I can tell by looking at it. It's smoother. See how the texture is? It's much smoother, less grainy. So that little bit of mayonnaise is all we need. Okay. Now you just pinch your corner that you're going to cut. Put that right on your cutting board. Take just a little bit off, just enough that you can, I just took a tiniest of triangle off, and I'm just going to throw it over here in the garbage. And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tilt you down again. Hey, Stacy Pratt, how are you? Okay, I'm going to tilt you down where you can see the board. I'm going to, let me give me a sip of coffee. This calls for coffee. Oh, that coffee is so good. So here is my egg plate. I'm going to show you just how quickly this will all go in there. I'm going to start up here at the top, just like you would a cake bag or a piping bag of any kind. Pull it down, pull it down. See, I'm getting most of all my product down there. I'm not leaving nothing behind. And that extra egg, that whole egg I put in there, is going to give me plenty of filling for my halves that I've already got on my plate. Remember this little trick for Easter, because you're going to probably be fixing several eggs for Easter for your whole family. So I'm going to go right down here, and all I'm going to do is just start in the middle and just circle around. You do it however you want to. This is where I find that it looks pretty good. So start in the middle, circle around. Start in the middle, circle around. You just want to make sure you get your hole big enough for your pickle relish in your bag. Start right there in the middle and circle, circle it, circle it. And come up in the middle. Circle it, circle it, come up in the middle. You don't have to do that. Come up in the middle if you don't want to. Do a little alfalfa on the top. Y'all remember alfalfa from the, what was they on? Spanky. Wasn't it alfalfa that had little twigs sticking up on top of its head?
Yeah.
And just circle, circle. Can y'all see me? I think my big hand's on the way. I'm going to turn. So you just start in the middle, circle, circle. Now, as you can see, these are full and plenty full. They're stuffed. But I've got plenty left because I added an egg. Didn't have to worry about not having enough. These can be double stuffed. Like double stuffed Oreos. Double stuffed Oreos ain't got nothing on these double stuffed eggs. Now you can put some bacon bits on this, little cheese crumbs. You can make these eggs into hors d'oeuvres. See, I've still got egg. I've got really more than I have to have, but I don't want to waste it. And since it's just, now, you can't get too much in them. They don't look good. People can't, but it's just me and Mama, so I'm just going to go ahead and not waste this filling. But I probably wouldn't even have to have extra today. But I just want to show you all how to have a little extra. So, as you can tell, I don't even need all I have. I got plenty.
It's like when you did something about the weather or something. You dig a hole and sometimes you don't have enough dirt to fill it up. And then sometimes you got way too much. What is that?
I don't know the signs.
The signs or something?
I'm licking my fingers because I didn't really know what to do with it. Sorry. I wiped them off. All right. We're going to put a little paprika on each one just for a little pretty look. Mama don't mind this. This pepper don't burn, so she's good with it. When you're doing paprika and you're going to put on eggs, here's what I do. I didn't do it, and you see how it turned out. I put my lid on and shake it up and shake it down to the lid part. Give it a little tap, tap, and then I open it. Let's go just a little bit. Then you can just tap it with your finger like you're putting out a cigar or dashing ash off a cigar. And then it should come out because it's right down at the opening ready to come out. If you try to do it and know when to stop, sometimes you'll get a little dash much. But this way, when I tap, 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 it works out pretty good. Now there is some stuffed eggs, deviled eggs, ready, fit for any table. You can put olives in them. Mama don't care for olives. I like them with olives, but it ain't a necessity. So there is a little small thing of eggs ready for our lunch today. And you see how quick and easy. And if I hadn't been talking to y'all, it would have been even quicker, even easier. I've got my hands on this to get the egg. You know, you get that yolk on you. Don't like that. I know, y'all think I'm crazy. I just don't like anything on my hands like that. It makes me crazy. Fine, here, update your device. Oh, Brenda, is someone saying something about that? I'm sorry, it could be fuzzy. It could be a lot of things. But I promise you, and Mama can back me up, we have done absolutely everything that we've been told to do. And I hope, and we had 2 days of great. So now, we may not have great right now, but we're going to try to suffer through it. We hope you all will too. There's the only thing we can just do that, or just wait till it gets better before we start filming, but we really don't know. On our end, it looks fine until it starts doing what it does. It ain't like we can check before we start filming to see if it's good to film. Now, I don't know if I'm cutting these. It just feels like the right thing to do. You definitely wouldn't have to. I'm going to go ahead and put my carrots in here first. And that was just 4. Mama, how many did you allow me?
4 or 5.
4 little baby carrots, because Mama don't want
Oh,
to.
them not little baby carrots.
Mama
Them
says-
the big fat ones.
Mama says, I don't want carrot slaw.
That one's big.
Got my handy dandy chopper. Some of y'all don't know about the chopper. This is, Mama sells Tupperware for you new folks, and this is one of the items. It's not on sale or nothing. It's just we use it every time we cook, almost. And I'm going to show you how quick and easy and why we use it. The only time I don't use it is when I know I can't trust myself to get too carried away and make things too fine. Sometimes I want things a little chunkier. I don't trust myself. Excuse the noise. This works for salads. This works for about anything. You can use it for grinding up nuts. And look here, you saw those chunky carrots, and now they're cooked already. Plus, I'm going to do them a little bit more as I do this cabbage. I'm not taking it out. I'm just leaving it in there, and I'm going to quarter up some cabbage. Let me tilt y'all down. Just like that. The only time that you have any trouble with your chopper of chopping stuff is if you overload it. I have done it before. I've kind of learned now not to. Because you got to have room to get started with the blades. So it's better to add a little, maybe that's quite a bit, and chop a minute, then add a few more, because nothing ain't going to work if you bind it up to it can't move. But you see that has no problem moving. And that's 3, every time I pull that string, it's 12 cuts with a knife. So you can kind of judge from that. This was just a half a cabbage. Didn't come out of Mama's garden. It's way too early. Way too early. This cabbage is good cabbage though. Mama, what kind of bowl are you going to put this in today?
Oh, wow.
I'm going to need it to dump it. My cabbage in.
Here we go. Bigger bowl so we can be pretty.
You going to get it?
I reached it.
Mama's doing it. She said, I don't need you to came my way. Now this is going to be fine slaw. If you like fine slaw, now what I'm doing this for is just to kind of get the top and the bottom shake up a little bit.
Which one will you need?
The big one. Now look there, folks. There's mounds of slaw. Law at the slaw. There's one piece of it. Cut a knife. Law at the slaw. Let me show you when I pour it out. Look at that. And that was as long as it took me. Now it would took me much longer to do it any other way. I'm going to do this one more little piece here that Mama had set out. And that's all we're going to have, folks. I just wouldn't hardly do slaw. I'd buy slaw mix. Mama would say, no, I don't want that slaw mix. I want fresh. And I'd say, well, if you'll do the cabbage, I'll do the rest. Because she likes my dressing. Dad always liked my dressing. And I said, I just don't want to grate that cabbage to smile on that old-fashioned grater.
If you're through with that, I'll take it.
And now, well, I don't care a bit to whoop up some slaw. Because it's so easy. This ain't a Tupperware review. This is just the way we live. And we want things like this because, well, for one thing, it's less work and it buys you time. Anything that you can purchase that will literally buy you time and give you more time to do something else, time is an expensive thing. It's well worth your time. So that is plenty for anybody, but I'm going to give it a couple more. And because I like fine slaw. I like coarse slaw or fine slaw. I don't really like it in between. Now there are some recipes that we have that calls for coarse slaw, and I chop it up with a knife, and it's really good. But now here I'll give you a little. Now that's finely chopped. You'll find it's good for about anything like that. You don't have to worry about it not being chopped. This little thing is called the supersonic chopper. The old one was called the power chopper.
No. What's it?
Power chef.
Power chef.
Power chef chopper. We always called it, all of them, the chopper. So this is supersonic chopper in the red. And then the clear one, the old one, I don't think it's in this catalog anymore. It's just called the power chopper. So there is, as they say, slaw for days. And I'm going to add the dressing. Let me tell you what I put in the dressing. You could put pickle relish in your slaw if you were so inclined. We don't put anything in ours usually, unless we put a lot in it. Mama, you know, if you want me, I didn't ask because I'm just making assumptions over here. Do you want me to put some cucumber in this and onion? We got the green onions, we got the cucumber.
No, there's quite a bit we'll want to eat it tomorrow.
We did make different slaws, y'all, because y'all know how we are. But that is this is the basic slaw, cabbage and carrots. And then in here, I made this morning before church. One reason I like to make it up a little extra and let it sit. All I put in here was some red wine vinegar and sugar and let it dissolve. I put a little bit of nature's seasoning with the sugar and a little salt and a little black pepper. And then I just added mayonnaise, and I just made a small amount here because I'm going to add a little bit more mayonnaise to it. But this is chock full of delicious flavor. You'll find that this probably tastes a lot like your favorite coleslaw at the favorite restaurant you go to, or at the favorite fast food restaurant you go to. My dad always said that that was how I got my judgment on my slaw. If he said, well, you did as good as the Colonel today, I knew he liked it. If he said, that's some pretty good slaw, then I knew it wasn't quite what he was wanting. And maybe next time I should punch up something a little bit better. But that was the scale of 1 to 10, was whether I done as good as the Colonel did or not. So I'm just going to pour that right over top of my slaw. I need my spatula. Knock the blade out of there. It's all right. It is made of mess with a little bit of cabbage. But I want to get all drops of this goodness out. We don't waste nothing.
You need a spatula. You got your spatula.
Yeah, I got the spatula. I've got my spoon still in my mayonnaise. Woo! I'm flying high today. Look at this. Now this, y'all can't see, can you? I like fine slaw, no coarse slaw. Yeah, I like it one way or the other. I don't like it when it's in between. Some recipes call for it. Now, like, if I'm going to do slaw for which I would have probably fixed it today, but if I'm going to do slaw for like a hot dog, I like it a little coarser. If I'm going to put it on a slider, I don't care for it being a little coarser. It's more like a salad made with cabbage instead of lettuce. But if I'm going to use it for coleslaw like this, I want mine fine, and the flavors all marry in there good. Now, if I'm making this for a one-time event, like say a cookout or something, I might add a little bit of onion to it, a little cucumber or something like that to make it a little different. Might make it just like this.
If it was eat that day.
If it's going to be eat that day, by a one-time event, I mean. But now, Mama and I'll use this for leftovers. I'll be taking this for lunch, probably. Anytime we have a big meal like this, the meal gets eaten more than once. But if you put onion in it, you're not going to be able to keep it very long. So that's what I look for in that. Now I'm going to put about a tablespoon and a half of mayonnaise. And this kind of, if you add the mayonnaise in after like this, it just kind of makes it creamier. And it makes it more like, and it changes the color to this whiter, creamier looking coleslaw like you might be used to seeing at your favorite place. Now you can put milk in it. I've done that before, but this doesn't need it. But a lot of recipes for coleslaw requires a little bit of whole milk. And I have used that recipe before. But now today, we're just using old-fashioned recipe with old-fashioned coleslaw, and there it is. And it's simply done. Mama, how's your other stuff coming along?
Well, I guess we're getting on the right track almost.
Are we ready to eat?
Almost it.
I know, Mama, you're just over there whiz. Mama's always in a whiz. Is this my orange for the drinks today?
Yeah, I got the glaze.
You took my knife and my cutting board, but I'll cut it up if you want me to.
Well, I'll give you the cutting board back.
I bet you was planning on doing this, wasn't you?
No, I wasn't going to.
Usually she takes my stuff and she's going to do it.
I was washing.
Oh, well, I guess they did need wash from cabbage. Now let's see what y'all are doing today. What are y'all eating? I put my recipe best over coleslaw dressing, Linda. Now I have bought you can buy the packets of dry powder, or you can buy just a bottle of dressing. That's kind of what I made up, was what would be the equivalent of a bottle of coleslaw dressing. I like raisins in mine. Mary, never had raisins in my regular coleslaw, but we make a carrot slaw, which we use carrots and raisins and mayonnaise and basically the same kind of stuff. And we definitely like lots of good raisins in it. Hello, John and Mama from Franklin, Virginia. Hey, Joanne. Let's see. The reception on your site is blurry. Ginger, it's in the wires or something. I promise you, we have. I love celery seed in mine. Brenda, I have had it that way before. That sounds good. We have upgraded our phones with new SIMs cards because something about, you all may know exactly what I'm talking about. You all know more when I'm talking about what I am. Something about, because they were 3G capable, it messed up the 4G. They are a little better and they have a stronger signal. Trust me, today's is a lot better than it was.
What's your hand?
Last Thursday, was it, Mama? When
we went Thursday and done it.
We were Wednesday, when it was just awful. It's a whole lot better than it was then. And we had 2 days of beautiful, but I guess they're working on it again. I don't know what they've done, but they had told me at AT&T that our area is under upgrade, and it will be that way for a little while, but hopefully it'll be soon. So instead of just not coming on till they're done, we wanted to keep coming on and trying to work with it as we can. Had one little problem this morning during the Sunday school hour. Well, maybe two, because after I watched it back a little bit, I thought, well, it wasn't doing too good then either. But for the most part, it's done real well. Hey, Judy, how are you? Thank you for jumping on. Hey, Susan. John Allen wants the vintage bow set from Tupperware. Can't get. Susan, I'm not sure. One thing, some things that could be the problem if you're trying to order off the Tupperware. I find these problems for myself. When you go in there, if you've ever been in there before, you'll have an autofill. Like it'll say John's email and then my password, and it will autofill. You can't use autofill sometimes. I can't. I have to type everything out. So once I get in there, then I'm fine. Another thing is if you get to the end and you pick something, you start to pay for it, you think, oh, I'm going to go back. Sometimes your credit card will be listed on there twice, and they'll see that as 2 payment forms. Now they want 1. So it'll just keep saying it doesn't go through. So you have to go back, take one of them out. They'll be listed there, and you just touch on it. If you have complete problems with it, you can go in through guest checkout. And you can go through guest checkout and take care of it. If none of that works, PM me and I'll try to see it on there, and we'll get it taken care of. Or maybe Maria can help us with it, or you can call Tupperware and they can maybe tell you if there's a problem. I don't know that you can order directly from them, but you can. They can help you with the problem as well. I cheated and had leftover meatloaf and scalloped potatoes today. Deanna, that's a wonderful cheat. That's what we would have done if we'd had something like that yesterday, but we didn't cook yesterday. We didn't hardly eat yesterday. I told Mama, I said, I woke up yesterday.
Catch your orange while you're talking, please. We're ready to eat.
She's strict. I told Mama yesterday, I said, Mama, I didn't feel like eating yesterday morning, and it kicked my day off to a bad start. And then I had a headache. I don't know why. I think it's allergies. And then Mama got busy outside. She was out there. They was here working, and she was out there watching them and telling them not to fall off ladders and all kinds of stuff. She had a whole agenda she was having to do. And I worked around and took care of some stuff. We're moving some furniture back. And when my head did ease off a little bit. But anyhow, it was just a weird day. We lost our rhythm. We lost our flow. And I'm that way. If I get out of rhythm and flow, I'm in a mess. I like to be up early, dressed early, ready to go early. Whatever comes, if somebody knocks on the door, I'm ready to say good morning. I don't like messing around. So when I got my rhythm yesterday, so I ate an egg sandwich about 11:30 or going on 12. I don't know if Mama ate. She ate some cereal. She ate some cereal. Then last night, we didn't eat. What? I ate something.
We ate blown-in crackers.
Blown-in crackers. That's what we had. And then we had cake and strawberries last night.
That's what I feel.
And cream. So that was our whole day of cooking yesterday. And we had planned on cooking some stuff and maybe just kind of resting a little bit today. But I feel better today 10 times than I did yesterday. I don't know what was going on. Look here, Mama's creaming these potatoes. You've seen this a bunch of times, but we'll watch it again. Maybe you new people haven't seen it. So all we do is just cut our potatoes. We peel them. These are just russet potatoes. And she's peeled them, and we cook them in some salt water, let them boil so they're good and fork tender. She's put a glob of butter. How much butter, Mama?
I don't know.
2 tablespoons?
Maybe a tablespoon or so. I got that big wooden spoon. I can't judge.
Maybe a tablespoon, she said. And she'll put some evaporated milk in it. And you got salt and pepper in it?
No, I need pepper. I have salt when I cook.
And I'm going to put pepper in it for Mama. Let me check these little holes.
Ooh.
This is a vintage set we've had, and it's got you can cook with it, so you can turn it to pour, or you can sprinkle. And sometimes, if you're careful, you'll be betwixt and between, and you'll get more than you bargained for. You don't need no salt, Mama?
I will taste them and see. I don't want to.
So you put evaporated milk, or we call cream.
Yeah, I put my cream.
And yeah, I can see that. I was telling them. So that's evaporated milk, salt, pepper, butter.
There you go.
And there's the delicious potatoes. And yeah, we're going to leave them in the pot, folks. Y'all ain't company. Y'all are family. So you'll just have to look at it like we do. Now, if we was having company, we would put that in a nice serving dish and, you know, put our airs on, as Mama says. I don't call it as airs. I just say you always try to put your best foot forward for your company. Mama, I'm going to put you over there. You don't need this no more. Do you have anything for the meat?
My meat. No, I got my gravy.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm having coffee, of course. Let's look at this pot roast.
Cut it across the grain as well.
Mom and I have been having a debate over what this is called.
It's a beef roast.
I wanted to call it pot roast. She said it wasn't pot roast. It was a beef roast. There's two different things. That's what Mama. Same thing, same crock pot. And she said no. Pot roast has got potatoes and carrots and onions, which this has got onions on it. And she said it's served totally different. No, that's a beef roast. Thank you for those stars, Sandy. Thank y'all for the stars. And I said, well, Mama, I think I've always called it pot roast. She said, you've always been wrong. She's strict.
Hand me your glass.
And so I learned a little terminology. So this just called a beef roast. I always would call this Sunday pot roast.
Woo! Wet sleep. You didn't kill for that, did you?
You talk about it, you will pay for it. You may not think you are, but you'll get baptized or something.
Totally, it was accident.
Totally, it was an accident. Of course, Mama. We're going to stick to, that's your story, and we're sticking to it.
Let me dry that water up.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get water up, of course.
Mama is strict.
There you go.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, so this is what we're having today. And, Mama, we're out of napkins.
Oh. No.
You don't have one.
Well, I'll get you one. How about that?
Mama, I'm going to let you have this one. I can use a paper towel. Mom and I love ice water for meals now. It took us a minute to get used to that. Didn't me as much as Mama. Mama didn't care for water for meals. Now, most of the time, that's what we have. And we always like to put, I'm going to give you a little extra, Mama, because you like it's a good little orange in it. And I'll lay that right there. You can squeeze it a little bit.
Ooh, I just moved the camera, I do believe.
Well, sure you did, Mom. You about knocked them down. Sorry, folks, for all that commotion. That was brought to you by Mama. But you put a little orange in that water. It's delicious.
For my gravy.
And we put a little bit of, you took my
What did I take?
dish rag, and I have orange on me. Hand me a paper towel. I'm going to use it for my lunch. I ain't too good to use paper towel. I just didn't have one. Plenty of good room. Now, this knife's had orange on it.
Well, you'll have to get one of these up.
I'll get another one. I've got it right here at my disposal, Mom. I'll use my fork until we can do better.
Yeah.
Now look at this beautiful beef roast. I about call it pot roast. No, it's still tender, Mama. That coffee keeps it going. Look here. It ain't dry, folks. Look at this. This is a juicy, tender. Now that outside may look dry. Look at that inside.
It didn't look that brown until I took it out of the broth.
Yeah, when you take it out of the broth, it dries out pretty quick because it's hot. And it's drying as it's sitting there. But this is tender as your eyeball.
That's good enough.
Of course, Mom, you ain't gonna eat much. Now look here, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful pot roast. Beef roast. Ooh, I got it wrong again. See that beautiful inside that. That coffee, it don't flavor. I know some of y'all say he'll put coffee in anything and tell you that, but it can't not flavor. It don't flavor it like coffee. It makes it tender. It makes it juicy, but it doesn't flavor it like coffee, does it, Mom?
No, it doesn't.
It makes it good. So that's our beef roast. And look here at this table. Look at this table. It looks like
Easter dinner.
look at that. There is that coleslaw y'all watch me make, and beautiful brown gravy off the drippings from that meat. Those biscuits are honey buttered canned biscuits, wampum biscuits from the store. There's mashed potatoes, green beans, peanut green beans. Some of y'all are going to say those look like shuck beans. They do taste similar. There's those eggs, and here's that wonderful beef roast.
And water to drink.
And water to drink. Mama,
I'm gonna have to reach around and get
Yeah, you can serve me today because you got everything over there. Do you know what you're gonna have to give me?
What?
You ain't put that on my plate.
Oh, I have got to get your little monkey dish.
I know, people. That's not. I just don't like my. I don't mind my food to touch. I just don't like coleslaw or something like that that's going to run a little bit, run around on my plate. I like for it to stay where it needs to be unless it's gravy. And then if it's, that's enough, Mama. Thank you. If you'll put a little gravy on here. If it's gravy, it can run if it wants to because it don't hurt. But see, I like my coleslaw in a little extra bowl. In the restaurant business, we always call them monkey dishes. I don't know where it got it.
You want more gravy?
No, ma'am. I'm good. I'm good.
Get your biscuit.
Okay, I'll take that little flat. Look at that. Now these are honey butter biscuits from the grocery store. Made just like that. We do that sometime now. That's one of them quicks and easies that you can get semi-homemade, and you can have.
Thank you.
You can have lunch done a whole lot quicker and save yourself a little problem.
We hadn't tried these, so we wanted to try them.
All right, and we're going to.
Yeah, they smell.
Smell like honey?
No, does it smell like a biscuit?
You may be disappointed, Mama. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for these precious hands that prepared it. And Lord, we just ask you to be with us. Be with each and every prayer request. Be with all those people that are in Texas that are having these terrible fires. And be with people that are facing storm damage, dear Lord. Be with the sick. And dear Lord, we just pray that you be with each and every one of us. Lead and guide and direct us in your will and your glory. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Mama. You try the biscuits or whatever you want to try. I'm going to try this biscuit just because it's new and never had one. A honey butter biscuit.
You can taste the sweetness.
They're good. They're like a Grand's, but they're the store brand. It's just a wampum biscuit. You know, those that comes in the can. But it's good. So this is lunch today, folks. And I'm going to get off from here and eat it while it's hot. It's very flaky. I'm going to eat it while it's hot today. We're going to say thank you all for being with us. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the stars. Didn't get as much of a chance to read comments as I normally do, but I'm going to go back and read them. And we thank you for them. And we may be back on later with something because we sure ain't making no plans. We sure ain't done what we thought we was going to do this whole weekend. So we're going to try to be good.
Nothing worked out like we planned.
Well, everything's worked out. There's no problem. We just ain't done what we thought we was going to do. We thought yesterday was going to be a whole different lineup. Like maybe even going to the greenhouse or something. But none of that kind of panned out. But that's fine. It all worked out good. And we're going to get out from here. We're going to enjoy Southern Sunday lunch. And hope you all are too. Find you something good to do today. Today's the first day of spring. Happy spring, y'all, if I didn't get to tell you. And if you get out and do something today, enjoy it. Enjoy the weather. I hope it's going to be warm enough to at least